Too much sun and not enough sun. What am I, the thorn in your eye? It's my life in the box in front of me. Taking talk in my arms is the soul of me. You walk by, as you see me laying face down. Come on, free your mind by your alibi for a time. I'm walking on stones and glass. When I reach out my hand, I know you can't stand me for what I am. But once I had it all your only things ain't just without wings. Too much sun and not enough sky. What am I, the thorn in your eye? Too much sun and not enough sky. What am I, the thorn in your eye? Too much sun and not enough sky. I'm lost again, but I gotta maintain. Too much sun and not enough sky. What am I, the thorn in your eye?
Hello everybody and welcome to race number 16 of Season 4 NASCAR Walmart Cup Series. I am Levi McIntyre, aka ThrashManiac99, the voice of NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the Coca-Cola 500 at Coca-Cola Superspeedway. We are going nighttime racing for the first time ever, I believe, here at Coca-Cola Superspeedway in Walmart Cup competition. So, with that being said, let's take a look and see how the point standings look coming into this race tonight. After last week at the Derek Motodome, we have a new points leader, and that's rookie Mitchell Riggs. He took over the points lead, and he leads by 13 points over Jesse Setti. The rest of the top 5 in points are Chris Singer, Chase Oliver, and the winner of Derek Motodome, Trent Dunham. And the rest of the top 10 is Gabe Williams, Charles Jackson, Dorian Facepuncher, Sonny Hammond, and Jesse King. The rest of the top 20 in the standings are Chris Thomas, David Rivera, Seth Cole, Anthony McCrory, Michael Norman, Joshua Balkin, PJ Williams, Eric Enrage, Kyle Matthews, and Dylan Thoreau. Now, for the chase at the moment, the drivers who are locked in at the moment are Mitchell Riggs, Jesse Setti, Zachary Fitzwater, and Austin Weiner. Drivers who have one win that are in the chase right now are Chris Singer, Trent Dunham, Sonny Hammond, Jecko Knight, Rue McIntyre, and Joshua Michaels. So we've had 11 different winners in 15 races so far this season. And the drivers, the 5 highest drivers in points that would make it in the chase if it were to start right now, would be Chase Oliver, Gabe Williams, Charles Jackson, Dorian Facepuncher, and Jesse King. But all that could change here today here at Coca-Cola. And as you get ready to see now, the starting lineup for this race. So anyways, let's get this party going. So yes, as we take a look at a quick look at the top 5 in the running order for the start of the race, Jecko Knight on the pole, and he won the Daytona 500 earlier this season, so he'll be a contender. David Rivera, he's in second. He's trying to get another win in his career so he can get in the chase. Charles Sanford, he's been free-falling in points. He needs to get a good run. Same with Brandon Nichols. Austin Weiner's already in the chase, so the pressure's pretty much mostly off of him. But he would like to get himself another win to get the #1 seed in the chase for the time being. But here we go. 26 laps at Coca-Cola. Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys and girls. Already cars are going to start utilizing the lower grooves. Jecko Knight has pulled ahead a little bit on his lead, but who knows how long that's going to last. As we go onto the spectator camera for a cool look at the track and the field. Jecko Knight still maintaining that lead, and look at this cool camera shot. Oh, and a couple cars actually got the outside wall, but they keep it together. But meanwhile, Jecko Knight does lead lap #1 here at Coca-Cola. And wow, look at all these cars just moving every which way to get a line going. And here comes David Rivera underneath for the lead now, and he's going to get it. And whoa, I saw Eric and Rage get the wall, and actually a few cars are in the back of the pack. Joshua Balkin, Mitchell Riggs involved, and Kyle Matthews with Ken Thoreau. They may have been drivers who have gotten the outside wall and have lost some time. That would be my guess. And whoa, look at this. 5 wide almost. And oh, Preston Plord gets the same treatment. And oh, he gets up. And we got a wreck. I see Charles Sanford was turned. Austin Weiner, Cody Lamas. And whoa, Austin Weiner is going to go barrel rolling. Oh my word. Oh my gosh. Oh no. I huh? I think we have just witnessed the most wildest ride in the history of Walmart Cup Series racing. Austin Weiner just went for the wildest ride I've ever seen in my life. And the big one, and a minor big one is struck, and Charles Sanford was involved, but he managed to get by. Preston Plord, who got the wall, and he was turned. Cody Lamas was involved. Everybody else who was involved are in the pits, and I think I've already went out of the race. Austin Weiner being one of them. I know Eric and Rage was in it. And some more cars. As we take a look at the list, I think that was it. And Mitchell Riggs, well, he's back here. But Chris Washer, yeah, he got a little piece of it from a buckle on his hood. So, but man, oh man, I'm kind of scared to even take a look at the replay of this, but we're going to have to. So, let's take a look at the replay of what brought the caution out for the first time tonight here at Coca-Cola. Well, Preston Plord was running on the very high line of the racetrack. Same with Austin Weiner. They're both going to get that wall right there. And then it looks like Plord comes down into, I believe that was Trent Dunham, and then into Sanford. And then Cody Lamas came up into Chris Washer, Ken Thoreau, and Austin Weiner. But then Austin Weiner gets a hit from Eric and Rage, and that's going to get his car to go on a wild, I repeat, wild barrel roll. I mean, look at that thing. It's just gaining velocity and momentum for the flipping here. I mean, look at that car. And then the car would end up coming to rest on his roof, or on its roof. Let's see, how did this happen? Let's go to the helicopter camera, as there's Washer, Lamas, and Weiner. Oh, from the hit from Eric and Rage, and then he ended up on top of Cody Lamas, and then another hit from Enrage is going to help that car to go on the massive barrel roll that it did. Let's actually go super slow mode to count how many times he flipped, because I am scared to even maybe count, but we're going to have to. So let's see. It may take a little bit, but it's the only way we're going to get accurate counts because of how fast it went. So he goes over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and he rolled across the finish line. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, so looks like about 33 and a half times. That is insane. That reminded me, that barrel reminded me of the barrel that Cody Lamas took in the NNSCRA Snickers Cup race in the current season they're running in Season 8 at Coca-Cola, where he went barrel rolling. It was a little more than this, but it was just out of control. But that is the new record in Walmart Cup Series for wildest ride in a wreck, and I don't see it being topped. That was horrifying and amazing at the same time to see that car just flip that many times. That was just unreal. Let's actually go on board with the 22. On board with the 22 of Austin Weiner as he gets the wall, and then here's when he's going to get involved in the wreck. And here we go. Well, after that first caution, we have only 2 cars that retired from the race, and they were Austin Weiner and Eric Enrage. So, but anyways, when we go green, it's going to be 20 to go here at Coca-Cola. But Dylan Thoreau is the leader, second is David Rivera, third is Brandon Nichols, fourth is Rue McIntyre, fifth is Dylan Young, sixth is Jesse King, seventh is Dorian Facepuncher, 8th is Anthony McCrory, 9th is Jesse Setti, 10th is Henrietta Fitzwater. 11th is Jecko Knight, 12th is Justin Nichols, 13th Ian Dutta, 14th Danny Wells, 15th Michael Norman, 16th Chase Oliver, 17th is Matt McIntyre, 18th is Seth Cole, 19th is Biggie Spencer, 20th is Kendall Maynard, 21st is James McLeod, 22nd Zachary Fitzwater, 23rd Trent Dunham, 24th Chris Thomas, 25th PJ Williams, 26th Chris Singer, 27th Jessica Sheldon, 28th is Kyle Singer, 29th is Gabe Williams, 30th is Sonny Hammond, 31st is Charles Sanford, 32nd is Joshua Michaels, 33rd Ken Thoreau, 34th Charles Jackson, 35th Joshua Balkin, 36th Mitchell Riggs, 37th Chris Washer, 38th Kyle Matthews, 39th Cody Lamas, and then the last car running in 40th is Preston Plord. So that is how the lineup is going to look coming to the green flag for 20 laps to go. And I get a feeling that the wrecks are not going to be over anytime soon. We may have more, but here we go. Green flag is back out here at Coca-Cola. And already a few cars going down low. Here comes Rue McIntyre underneath for the 3rd spot, underneath Brandon Nichols. And actually, there's teammates running up in the high line. Dylan Young, Brandon Nichols, their teammate Austin Weiner's out of the race after taking the wild ride that he did. And oh man, it's going to be 4 wide for the lead with Thoreau, Rivera, McIntyre, and King. And now Dylan Young's going to go low, and so will McCrory and Jecko Knight. And I think Dylan Young might get the lead, because here he comes underneath the 55. And I think he will potentially get it, but who's going to lead this lap? King led by a bumper that time. But Dylan Young's got help from McCrory. So now he's going to go low and, well, not quite. Here comes Jekko Knight with his teammate Jesse Setti behind him. Oh, David Rivera got forced up into the wall. Lost a little bit of ground right there. He's running really slow on the track after getting that wall, but he'll be back up to speed here in the mall here pretty soon. And oh, Ian Dutta does the same thing. It's like whenever you're running up on that really high line of the racetrack, it's almost impossible to stay up to speed after getting that and staying with the pack. You'll just have to try to ride around until you can find a partner or a friend, where you can find them and work with them in order to get back into the main pack. David Rivera's still in the pack, and so is Ian Dutta, so not that big of a deal for them two right now. But meanwhile, Jekko Knight, who started on the pole, he's back up to the front with Dylan Young right behind him. And I tell you, Dylan Young has been one of the more inconsistent drivers in Walmart Cup Series history. He has not been able to make it into a chase. He has won a race in Walmart Cup Series. I believe it was Season 2, from what I can remember. But he hasn't won a race since then, and he's been not doing so good in points. In fact, if I can think, he comes into this race, I believe, 39th in the point standings, so he's in desperate need to get a win in order to maybe get a chance in making the chase. But now here comes one of the drivers locked into the chase, Jesse Setti, who is second in points. She is wanting to get that points lead back, and at the moment she would be the points leader considering where Mitchell Riggs is on the racetrack, way in the back of the pack. And it looks like the pack is completely separated. I think it was because maybe another car got the wall, and this is the second group of cars where they're up in the front, which is around the 22nd spot, and that spot will go to Trent Dunham. They're not too far behind the lead pack. I would say they're about 10 car lengths back behind Michael Norman, but I'd say they can maybe catch up to that lead pack. But meanwhile, Jekko Knight still maintains the lead, and it was 3 wide back there for the 4th spot with Justin Nichols, Rue McIntyre, or actually make that Matt McIntyre and Jesse King. But King managed to get the spot. Plus, not to mention here, I would say in the next 4 to 5 laps, we would end up seeing green flag pit stops, whether it's caution or green flag stops, so that way they can make it the rest of the way on fuel and get fresher tires and hope a better strategy can work out for them. Now here comes Jesse King. He's going to try to go low underneath Dylan Young for the 2nd spot. And I don't know if he's going to get it yet. Here he comes now. Jesse Setti going to follow suit. But they have not been able to right now get around Jekko Knight at the moment. Jekko Knight's trying to get his 2nd win of the season. And I would say the 3rd or 4th win of his career. I believe he won 2 races in Season 1. And he won the Daytona 500 earlier this season. So I believe this is going to be his 4th career win if he can win here today. And look at that, teammates working together for a moment. Brandon Nichols and Dylan Young again. Imagine if Austin Weiner was up there with him. That would have been big-time teamwork for Penske Racing. Oh, Brandon Nichols, he's up high, and he got the wall just a little bit, but nothing major. Jekko Knight has the lead, but now here comes Jesse King underneath, so this is going to be the first time since going green back on lap 7 that Jekko Knight's going to have a challenge for the lead, and Jesse King's going to get it. And here comes Justin Nichols into the picture, and I see Rue McIntyre, who won this race last season to get his first career win in his career. I see Zachary Fitzwater and Anthony McCurry. Dorian Face Puncher's having a great run right now. Danny Wells is coming into the picture along with Chris and Kyle Singer. I see 4 wide back there with James McLeod, Henrietta Fitzwater, and Chris Singer for a moment. And as I am looking around the back, oh, and Kendall Maynard's going to be, it looks like he's going to be the first car to come in the pit road for green flag pit stop. And here comes Justin Nichols down low for the lead. But we've got to keep an eye out on up here in case these cars would have to come down pit road here in the next lap or two. I kind of had a feeling that any time we was going to have some pit stops. And it looks like they're about to happen pretty soon. It's been pretty much 3-4 wide racing for the most part. Not really. Oh, we saw 5 wide right there for a second, but here comes, oh, Biggie Spencer. Wow, I don't know what he was thinking. But I see a few cars coming in the pit. Dylan Thoreau, Kyle Matthews, Ian Dutta. They're coming into the pits. Kendall Maynard just now coming out, and Jekko Knight has got the lead back, but I would say any second these cars are going to end up having to pit. Kendall Maynard running the apron to let everybody in that lead pack go by. And when we get to the line next time, it's going to be 10 to go, so I'd say if they pit now, they'd be good to go on fuel. Let's see if any of them's going to pull down. And, wow, about over half the pack is in. Oh, and we had a wreck on pit road. It looked like, was there a car upside down? Oh, no. Oh, and Chris Thomas. Oh, PJ and Gabe Williams get together. Chris Thomas and Matt McIntyre looked like they got the worst ends of that deal. But Gabe and PJ Williams got into each other in the pits. That might have changed the complexity of this race a little bit in terms of who's going to be up to speed and who's going to not be up to speed after all that went down. Well, there won't be any need to check the replay of that since there is no caution. And now here comes more. I see Rue McIntyre, Zachary Fitzwater, Henrietta Fitzwater, Dorian Face Puncher, and many others. And whoa, Balkan! Balkan about wrecked Jessica Shelton trying to get into the pits. They made some contact together. And Gabe Williams has got no hood after all that went down. So I can tell he is not going to be up to speed. And Jekko Knight, I think he's the only one who has not pitted yet, I don't believe. I don't believe he has pitted, but let's see if he's coming down this time. Or he might have already pitted, but he's gotten by a lot of drivers. But let's see. No, he hadn't pitted yet, and here he comes in the pit road. So Jekko Knight, the leader, gonna give it all up. Well, actually, there's more who didn't pit. I see Chase Oliver back there. There's Mitchell Riggs, Charles Jackson, Michael Norman. So I think those are the final cars to come down pit road. But I don't even know who the leader's going to be right now, considering Jekko Knight is now in the pits. But he's taking a little bit in the pits. And now here he comes. So I'd say here in the next lap or two, everything will get cycled back around. But Jekko Knight, I'm not sure that he's going to be the leader still. But he might. I don't know, but there goes Chris Singer, who I think was a lap down machine. Cody Lamas and David Rivera. I think this is the battle for the lead pack with Spencer, Young, and Fitzwater. I think Jekko Knight may still keep the lead, but I'm not entirely sure. But we're going to find out here when they come to the stripe this time to see who is all still running. There's all that smoke from the spins that took place in the pits. And it looks like Jekko Knight is still the leader. Wow. That was actually very good strategy on the part of Jekko Knight to stay out longer than everybody, so that way he's going to have a big lead, but it may plenish here pretty soon because he's only 5.5 seconds ahead of the lead pack of cars. They may catch him, but I'm not sure. That's a big gap. And right back here is that lead pack I was talking about. It's with Dylan Young, Zachary Fitzwater, Jesse Setti, Chase Oliver, Biggie Spencer. And then there's King and Nichols and Shelton and a lot of other cars back here. Justin Nichols was shown as the leader at one point. Where is he? I don't see the 23 anywhere. He's being shown a lap down, though I don't see his car on the racetrack. And now that second half of the lead pack is now caught up to the first half. And I am trying to find Justin Nichols' car. But meanwhile, Jekko Knight's up at the front. Let's see where the 23 is. He's out of the race. Something happened to that car. Kyle Singer's out too. That might have been from the spins on pit road. They might have wrecked each other. What about Chris Thomas? Oh, he's still running. I know PJ Williams is still running. There he is. Matt McIntyre's still running. So yeah, something had to happen in the pits where about 2 or 3 cars, which were actually make that 2 cars, Justin Nichols and Kyle Singer are out of the race. We might have to take a look at a replay of that after the race is concluded. But meanwhile, back up the front, it is still Jekko Knight. And it's 4 laps to go, and that lead is starting to plenish, but I don't know if there may be time for that lead pack to catch up to the 5, though there may not. It's a 4-second lead with 4 laps to go. They would have to gain a little over a second every lap if they're going to be able to catch that 5. But let's see how fast Jekko's going. He's going nearly 240. And the lead pack is going over 240. I don't know. It's going to be hard to say if they're going to catch the 5. We're going to find out whenever they come to the stripe this time to see that gap. There went Jekko across the start-finish line. The lead is now shrinking. Actually, no, he's gained a little bit. I don't know, this race might be already in the bag for the 5, but I don't know if I should say that just yet. Seth Cole is actually the leader of that pack, but now here comes Dylan Thoreau underneath for second. As this is a big group of cars battling from second on back. And then here's a second pack of cars that's only just got a few. Oh, and Charles Jackson got the wall a little bit. But it's 2 laps to go for Jekko Knight, and that lead is now shrinking a little bit, but I think this race is already in the bag for the 5 car. And I guess part of the reason how Jekko's still up in the front is because Chris Singer's right behind him, and he's getting a little bit of like a draft help from him to stay pulling or only losing just a slight of the lead. But here we go, and uh-oh, there's lap traffic. That could play a role in this. It could, but I don't know. But the white flag is out for Jekko Knight, but will that lap traffic hinder the 5? I don't think it will, but you never know. And actually, that lead pack gained a half a second that last lap. But I don't know. This could get interesting. Here's the 5, and he's going to get held up a little bit, but I don't know if it's going to be enough for the lead pack to catch him. And there they are. Jekko Knight, he's got about one more car to deal with, and that's Chris Washer, but I think this race is already in the bag. And here we go, coming off turn 4, Jekko Knight coming to the checkered flag. He is going to take the victory, the second win of his career, or of the season. He's going to win at Coca-Cola. And was there a wreck back here? No, there wasn't. Okay. I thought I saw a big one take place off of the last corner on the last lap, but it wasn't. But great job, dominating performance from Jekko Knight. Great job. So now Jekko Knight has officially locked himself into this chase for the championship. So this will be his second chase for the championship appearance for Jekko Knight. First time he's going to be in the chase since Season 1. As I'm looking around, make sure there wasn't a wreck, and indeed there wasn't. But let's take a look at the results of this race. Jekko Knight picks up his second win of the season and the 4th win of his career, to my understanding. And he's going to get it here at Coca-Cola. What a race for the 5 team. Jesse Setti, solid performance in second. So Hendrick 1-2 finish today here, or tonight at Coca-Cola. Biggie Spencer, solid. That's his first top 5 finish this season, if I can recall. In third, Chase Oliver, great run of 4th, and points leader Mitchell Riggs comes away with 5th, and I believe he will still be the points leader, but he's going to lose a little bit of points to Jesse Setti, but he's still going to be the points leader nonetheless. James McLeod, great run of 5th, he needed it. Anthony McCrory, solid performance in 7th. Drew McIntyre, great run of 8th. Joshua Michaels, solid 9th, so both Red Bull cars finished in the top 10. And Jesse King, rounding out the top 10, solid run for him. The rest of the cars in the top 20 were Dylan Thoreau, Jessica Shelton, Brandon Nichols, Seth Cole, Kendall Maynor, Danny Wells, Dylan Young, Charles Jackson, Zachary Fitzwater, and Sonny Hammond. And the rest of the cars that finished on the lead lap were Ken Thoreau, Dorian Facepuncher, Henrietta Fitzwater, Trent Dunham, Joshua Balkin, Kyle Matthews, Michael Norman, Ian Dutta, and Charles Sanford. And then everybody from 30th on back to 39 finished the race a lap or 2 or 3 down. And they were Chris Washer, Chris Singer, Gabe Williams, David Rivera, Cody Lamas, Preston Plord, PJ Williams, Chris Thomas, and Matt McIntyre. Everybody else was out of the race after their respective accidents. Justin Nichols, Kyle Singer, Austin Weiner, and Eric Enrage. But let's actually take a look and see what happened to the 11 and the 23 on whatever happened. Oh yeah, it was from trying to get in pit road. And boy, this actually looked like a hard hit. Oh, the 23's coming down, but didn't see the 11 there. And then, oh man, they both took head-on hits into that inside concrete barrier. Let's take a look at it one last time. Wow, those were hard hits. See how fast they were going whenever they hit those walls. They were going about 180, so that was some vicious impact for both cars. But I guess that's what happened to those 2 cars, so yeah. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching the Coca-Cola 500 at Coca-Cola Super Speedway. This was a great race, I think. And we only got away with just 1 wreck. 1 wreck, somehow, some way. I don't know how, but we did. But the next race we head to is going to be at Pocono, so that should be interesting. We head to Pocono for the Pocono 500. And as far as the races we have left in the chase, or before the chase, we've got Pocono coming up, then Sonoma, then Daytona, Chicago, Indianapolis, Road America, Watkins Glen, Michigan, Pigs Creek, and Atlanta. And then the chase races we are running this season, we are running at 8 Bowl, Thornton, and a new track replacing Spartan, we're going to be running at the track called Diamond Ridge, then Kansas, Rockingham, UK, Texas, Talladega, Kentucky, Homestead, and FTF. So that is our race schedule for the rest of the season. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching the Coca-Cola 500. Here are your results, rookie points and regular points heading into Pocono. And this is Levi McIntyre signing off.